Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Future Way Next. We hope you're doing great. Today we are going to talk about 3 Ontario businesses fined for illegally employing hundreds of foreign workers, say police, in a sweeping crackdown that has shaken Ontario's labour market. The Canada Border Services Agency has exposed one of the largest unauthorized employment networks in recent history, uncovering over 700 undocumented foreign workers and leveling heavy fines against 3 landscaping companies. What began as a routine traffic stop spiraled into a multi-year investigation revealing a complex web of labor exploitation, permit fraud and employer negligence. As the Canadian government ramps up enforcement, this case sends a clear message: immigration laws are not optional, and those who ignore them will be held accountable. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. 3 Ontario businesses have pleaded guilty and been fined after a federal investigation into unauthorized employment uncovered more than 700 illegal foreign nationals. In a news release issued Friday, the Canada Border Services Agency confirmed that CDA Landscape Services, based in Ajax, Ontario, was fined $400,000 after pleading guilty to 20 counts of employing foreign nationals without authorization. The other businesses, TDA Landscape Services and SDA Services, pleaded guilty to 2 counts each and were both fined $25,000. Border Services said in a release. CBSA spokesperson Karine Martel said SDA Services is a labor placement/landscaping company located in Ajax, Ontario, with TDA Landscape Services. She confirmed that SDA Services was the smallest of the 3 businesses charged in this investigation. The workers were contracted to other businesses by these 3 entities to provide labor services at an hourly rate. All wages were paid to foreign national workers by CDA, TDA and SDA. Martel said officials say the case began back in 2019 when the OP arrested a foreign national for impaired driving. Investigators said they then uncovered a network of unauthorized workers spanning across Ontario and the Greater Toronto Area. During the investigation, more than 700 foreign nationals were identified throughout Ontario who had been employed by the organization without authorization to work in Canada. CBSA said in a statement. Border Services said several of the workers identified through the investigation have since been removed from the country after they were deemed inadmissible due to criminality. The CBSA says that it has removed 16,470 foreign nationals for immigration violations since last year. The charges and the sentencing reflect a thorough investigation. What to expect for aspiring immigrants? These policy changes bring both opportunities and challenges. The Canadian government is likely to adjust immigration levels to align with the nation's capacity to provide essential services and maintain sustainable growth. Temporary residents, including international students and foreign workers, may face tighter scrutiny as the government seeks to balance short-term economic and our commitment to maintaining the integrity of Canada's immigration system. Aaron McCroy, vice president of the CBSA's Intelligence and Enforcement Branch, said in a news release CBSA officers and investigators work diligently with law enforcement partners, including the OP, to secure the border and ensure that those who break the law are held accountable. Massive immigration rate in Canada uncovers widespread work permit fraud. In April 2025, the Canada Border Services Agency, in collaboration with the Ontario Provincial Police, revealed the outcome of a sweeping investigation into unauthorized labor practices. The crackdown uncovered hundreds of foreign nationals working illegally across cities such as Toronto, Brampton, Vaughan and Mississauga. These discoveries have triggered renewed concerns about immigration compliance and labor exploitation in Canada. How the investigation unfolded. The investigation began in 2022 after CBSA received a surge of tips from whistleblowers, former workers, labor rights groups and internal audits. The focus was on employers in industries that heavily rely on foreign labor, including construction, food processing, cleaning services and warehousing. In March 2025, coordinated raids were executed across multiple sites, revealing that many workers had either overstayed visas, were in permit limbo, or were misled into thinking their paperwork was in order. Legal consequences for employers. 3 Ontario-based businesses have already faced prosecution for knowingly hiring unauthorized workers. The courts imposed significant fines ranging from $25,000 to $75,000 in one instance. A business owner was sentenced to house arrest and community service. In addition, these companies were mandated to undergo compliance training and submit to future hiring audits. The message is clear: ignoring immigration law comes with serious financial and legal consequences. Why the government is cracking down. The enforcement surge reflects a broader shift in Canada's immigration Strategy. With over 2 million temporary residents arriving in 2024, federal systems are feeling the strain under Prime Minister Mark Carney and Immigration Minister Rachel Ben-Dion. The Canadian government is pursuing stronger enforcement to protect both Canadian and foreign workers. The goal is to curb exploitation, reduce fraud, and maintain fairness in the labor market. The workers caught in the crossfire. While employers face legal action, the undocumented workers suffer the most. Many of those detained had no idea they were violating immigration laws. Some were promised legitimate work by employers or recruiters who never filed the necessary paperwork. Others knowingly took the risk driven by economic desperation. Reports emerged of workers being underpaid, overworked, and threatened with deportation, highlighting how easily vulnerable individuals fall through the cracks. What Canadian employers must do now in response. Employment and Social Development Canada is increasing random audits, particularly in high-risk industries. Employers are now required to verify the legal status of every worker and maintain detailed documentation. Failure to comply can result in financial penalties, loss of government hiring privileges, and reputational damage. Verbal confirmations or assumptions are no longer sufficient under the new enforcement climate. The confusion around LMIA and work permits. A major contributor to this crisis is the complexity of Canada's work permit system. The labor market impact assessment is required for many foreign workers, but delays and high costs lead some employers to cut corners. Fraudulent LMIA letters complete with forged signatures and government logos have become increasingly common. Employers who fail to verify these documents risk severe penalties even if they were unaware of the fraud. The hidden fake job offers and work permit scams on the rise. Beyond the raids, there's a growing wave of immigration fraud. Thousands around the world are falling victim to fake job offers and counterfeit work permits sold by ghost consultants and unlicensed agents. Victims, primarily from India, Nigeria, the Philippines, and Pakistan, pay hefty fees only to find their documents are fake. Some are detained at the border, others are deported. Over 3,000 fake LMIA cases have already been reported in 2025 alone. Combating fraud through awareness and verification. To tackle this, Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada has launched awareness campaigns and new digital tools that allow workers to verify job offers and employer legitimacy. Only regulated immigration consultants and licensed lawyers are permitted to give legal immigration advice. Paying unlicensed agents not only puts your future at risk, it could also make you complicit in fraud. Toward a more compassionate policy for the undocumented, there are signs. The government may explore new pathways for undocumented workers who were misled. Although no formal programs have been launched, discussions are underway about offering humanitarian relief or open work permits for those who fell victim to fraud. This could mark a shift toward a more compassionate and realistic immigration policy in Canada. A wake-up call for everyone involved. Canada's immigration enforcement is entering a new era marked by tighter oversight, steeper penalties, and an urgent push for accountability. The CBSA's recent crackdown is not just an isolated headline, it's a warning for employers, a call for protection of workers, and a reminder to stay vigilant in an environment where misinformation and fraud are rampant. Awareness and legal guidance are your strongest defenses. Canada now stands at a crossroads, caught between the need for foreign labor and the duty to uphold immigration integrity. While the CBSA's crackdown highlights the strength of enforcement, it also exposes the vulnerabilities in Canada's work permit system and the human toll of bureaucratic failure and exploitation. Employers must act responsibly, workers need protection, and the government must strike a delicate balance between enforcement and compassion. The future of immigration in Canada depends on it. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.